What's up, guys? I'm coming at you with another PO replay. This one is actually an NU match, and I know usually I basically do nothing but UU because that's probably the tier that I'm most knowledgeable with, but NU, I'm trying to get into it because it seems like a really cool tier. There are lots of Pokemon in this tier, or at least as opposed to somewhat tighter-knit tiers like OU and UU, but basically, looking at the team preview that I have right here, usually I go for my Golem lead so I can set up rocks, every now and then I may go for Swellow if I feel like going ahead and getting that Guts activation really early, stuff like that. And I figured that this guy would predict me to lead with Golem and would go for Meganium, but it'll actually go a little different as you're about to see, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Alright, so I end up leading off with my Seviper to counter his Meganium lead, and I just go for the Sludge Bomb when I see that he leads with his Ampharos, because I figured, alright, I'm not sure if he's going to stay in or not, so I'm just going to do this Sludge Bomb, maybe even get a poison off of it, because I figured I can do some good damage with it. But I was Choice Spect, and I did figure that he would change out, and he did change out into his Arbok to avoid another Sludge Bomb, and I guess he also maybe did that predicting my Golem to go ahead and lower my attack, and I go ahead and set up rocks because I didn't figure there would be anything he could do aside from an EQ on his Arbok, so I switched out into my Swellow, thinking that he wouldn't go straight for a Grass move, and even if he did, he wouldn't do that much damage. So I get my Flame Orb activated, I get a crit on my Facade. I want to say that that didn't matter because, but I don't know exactly how bulky his Quagsire was, so I don't know. But it did finish off his Quagsire, and I don't know why exactly I switched into Wartortle, because I should have predicted that T-Bolt, and then he was able to outspeed me again and just kill off my Wartortle really easily. I don't really know exactly what was going through my head there, but I switch out in my Drifblim right here, and I go ahead and double switch into Golem because, I don't know, I was hoping to get some damage in on that Slaking, but he actually double switches into his Meganium, and I'm like, okay, this is getting really unfortunate. I need to get that Meganium out of the way because it's really fucking with me. So I switch out into my Seviper, and I was hoping to get a Flamethrower in on this thing. If he didn't, predict a Flamethrower or maybe stay in for a turn. And I sort of predicted he would change out, so I just go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb really quick. I guess he predicted that too because he went into his Arbok, or maybe that was just a lucky guess on his part, I don't know. But if anything, he should have predicted a Flamethrower, I don't know. So he goes ahead and goes for the EQ on my Golem, because I guess I was predicting that because that would have probably knocked out my Seviper, so I go ahead and switch back out into my Seviper because I figured that he was going to switch out into Meganium this turn since I had Golem out. My Flamethrower almost finishes off the Meganium, and I'm kind of pissed at this point. He sets up the Leech Seeds and everything, so he goes ahead and changes out though right after that, and well, he tried to set up Leech Seeds. I should probably iterate, but I just go for the Flamethrower because I didn't want to over predict since, like I said, I'm Choice Spect, so I really didn't want to risk a chance for him if he stayed in. He goes for another Fire Blast, did a little bit more damage than I was hoping for on my Golem, but I was able to get a Rock Blast in on him that knocked out his Magmortar, which would have kind of been a little bit of a pain for some of the other things that I still have alive. He goes ahead and sends out his Arbok, and my attack gets that drop from Intimidate, and I'm like, fuck, I really don't feel like messing with this. I know he's going to outspeed me, so I switch out into Drifblim to take the Earthquake, and he actually goes for a Sucker Punch. Luckily, it misses that time. I just set up a Calm Mind because I honestly thought he would change out. I guess I sort of forgot that some Arboks carry Sucker Punch. Bear with me, I'm new to NU, but I just go for the Shadow Ball because, I figured that that would knock him out really easily, and it did get a crit, but I really don't think that mattered. I mean, a stab-boosted, calm-minded Shadow Ball, I don't think that mattered. But anyway, he just goes for the Night Slash, finishes off my Drifblim as I go into my Swellow, and I do a nice little easy Facade to finish off the Slaking. And then he sends back out his Ampharos, and the rock damage almost finishes him off, as my Facade does, and the poison would have killed him off in probably 2 or 3 turns. And I think at this point, yeah, the guy just forfeits the match, but his last Pokemon was a Meganium that had, let's see, Meganium with 18% health, so my Swellow would have easily been able to knock that out. What else did I have? Not revealed, and my Golem, so he probably would have fucked my Golem's face up, but whatever my other last Pokemon is, I honestly forget, but yeah, so that's basically the game. I would like to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and goodbye!